Elio has dropped in theaters, so let's talk about it.
This is boundary testing or sleep regression. Ugh. Which one of these is you?
I don't know, but I think that one is you.
You need to make friends.
After Elio loses parents and lives with his auntie and tries to get abducted by aliens because he doesn't feel like he fits in anywhere, and one day does get abducted by aliens, and they are thinking that he is the leader of Earth and must conquer his fears and go up against a very dangerous group of aliens. This is a new Pixar original film. So, without further ado, let's get to the review. Please let me know, did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you think it was okay? Did you love it? Please let me know what you thought of Elio in the comments. Also, all the reviews I do are spoilers, so if you're not okay with spoilers, go watch the movie, then come back and watch this video. Also, I have a lot of content on my channel. Check those out once this video is done, and we're kicking off things with the positives. Alright, so I just want to come out and say this. I was not looking forward to this movie. I had almost zero faith that I would come out of this film liking it. And that's just because, I don't even know why, just the trailers just made it look goofy. We're going to get some really dumb kid jokes. And it's just going to be a straightforward, play it safe film. So that's just basically why. The trailers just didn't interest me. And I could just care less about this film. I was really thinking that I just don't want to waste an hour and 40 minutes of my life seeing this movie. I could be seeing different films that I'm seeing, like How to Train Your Dragon. I should have saw that over this. I am seeing How to Train Your Dragon tomorrow, hopefully. And yeah, Ballerina, even though that left my theater. I have a post about that that explains everything. But anyway, I was not looking forward to this film, even though it's a Pixar film. I do really enjoy Pixar. Some days I like DreamWorks better. Some days I like Disney better, even though Pixar is a part of Disney. But some days Pixar is my favorite out of the three. And yeah, Pixar has made some of my favorite films of all time, like the Incredibles movies. Absolutely love those movies. Finding Nemo, love that film. Onward, I also really enjoyed that one. Cars and Cars 3. Specifically, I'm not talking about the franchise because I hate Cars 2. But Cars and Cars 3 up there. Inside Out films. Like, they've made a lot of amazing films. But they've also made some bad films. Cars 2. I can go on and on. Luca, Elemental. I mean, Luca was fine, but Elemental, no. That movie sucked. And that's what I was kind of worried about, because that was like one of their latest. Came out in 2023. So, and it's a new, I think this might be, before this movie, I think Elemental was their latest like new original film, because Inside Out 2 is a sequel. I don't know. Anyway, just wasn't looking forward to this film. And I gotta say, I was pleasantly surprised, but not in a good way. I was surprised that it wasn't a bad film, but it wasn't a good film either. But yeah, we're talking about the positives here. Now, my first positive I will give it is I think the animation was decent. I don't think it was great. Pixar is a lot better animation when you look at like Toy Story or The Incredibles. You can see that the animation is great there. But again, they don't actually have that amazing. Like, I think Sony actually does better. I mean, they got the Spider-Verse movies, which are the best looking animation films of all time, and might even be the best animated films of all time, in my opinion. It's got DreamWorks with like the How to Train Your Dragon movies, which are incredible to look at. And like Disney got some masterful, like The Lion King, which came out in the 90s, and that movie looks incredible. So like they're like huge competition here. But still, the animation here did look decent enough to the point where like I could watch it. Okay, so the animation positive for me. I think that some of the emotional sweet like moments in here hit hard. They do. Actually, there's one scene where I almost like shed a tear. Didn't though. But there's some sweet emotional moments in this film that, like, if you're one of those people that like really cries from movies, I think you might. It could be enjoyness, or it could be like, I don't know, just the sweet moments in here are just great stuff. All right, I think that like when it's not doing silly dumb kid jokes, I think that this movie does do a good job at like the sweet emotional moments. All right, to the point where one part I almost shed a tear, but I didn't. And I think the movie does a good job of like explaining loneliness, because Elio just feels like he doesn't belong anywhere, and he feels lonely since his parents are dead, and it just feels like his auntie doesn't get him. So he just wants to get out of there and leave Earth. And he feels like he'll just belong with the aliens and stuff, which, yeah, in the film he kind of does, I guess. But yeah, I think the movie does a good job at explaining loneliness. Although we kind of got that in Thunderbolts, and Thunderbolts did, I mean, 100% way better film than this. It's a great movie. Love that. Love Thunderbolts. And that movie does a way better job at explaining loneliness. This movie still does a good job at it. Pixar films have a message, and this message was loneliness, kind of depression almost. That stuff, that was like the sweet emotional stuff that kind of got me. It was like he's complaining like, I don't feel like I fit in anywhere, which some days I feel like that. I feel like I don't fit anywhere. So I did kind of connect to this movie almost, which okay. Other than that though, like the acting, no, it was okay. It was fine. The villain, okay, yeah, we'll talk about stuff in the negatives. So yeah, the animation, the sweet emotional moments, and like kind of like the message almost about like loneliness and all that, depression, and it kind of like gets you joyful at the end. Okay, but that is really all my positives for the film. So let's head to the negatives. Now, my first negative for the film is the villain. Like, the villain was pretty generic, I guess. Like, he wasn't a bad villain. He wasn't good as well. Like, he was there. He was just very forgettable, and also at the same time very generic. Like, we've seen this villain 1,000 times before. He just wants to conquer this planet. At one point, he wants to be with them, join forces. Like, that's not even a good motive. Like, honestly. We've seen that 1,000 times, but those have addition motives. This has nothing to it. It's just, that's his motive. He wants to conquer. First he wants to be with them, join forces. They reject him, so then he wants to conquer the planet. Then at one point he wants to take his son back. Very generic and also very forgettable, and also, like, that's an awful motive. We do not need a terrible motive. Like, no. Motive there is awful. But the villain himself is just, like, alright. He has a sweet moment at the end where his son's about to die, and then he, like, comes out of his, like, suit or whatever, and, like, just hugs his son, and he's, like, come back to life, and he did. And they have, like, a heart-to-heart moment. Like, okay, yeah, that was sweet. But before that, he's just a very generic villain, and the motive is awful. Yeah. My next negative is basically the entire film itself is just very forgettable. There's nothing in this movie that sticks out to me. Like, if you watch, I don't know, like, I'm not going to put The Incredibles as an example, because that movie's like an action superhero film. Let's see here. Finding Nemo. All right, let's put Finding Nemo in here. There is, like, a message in here, and, like, a big journey and stuff. I don't know why I'm comparing Finding Nemo to that. I'm sorry. I can't even compare, but Elemental. These two films, I just don't know what Pixar's doing here, but they're just so overly forgettable, and maybe you have to watch it 1,000 times. I don't know, man. But this movie is overly forgettable. Nothing sticks out to me. Nothing wows me or amazes me. It's just, if that film was there, it was made, I saw it in theaters, that is that. This is a film I would never rewatch. Not because it's a bad movie, I think it's an okay film. But it's just overly forgettable, and just, It's just one of those movies where I'm just like, yeah, I saw it. That's it. I'm never going to rewatch it, which, yeah, I'm not. Never going to watch this movie again. But again, I'm not saying it's bad or awful. I think it's an okay film. It's fine. If it's on, maybe I'll watch scenes of it. So it's not, like, unwatchable. It's fine. But still, yeah. But yeah, again, like, nothing cool here. Nothing non-generic. It's just, I mean, I'm not saying the film is generic. Yeah, there's pretty interesting stuff. I do like the alien kind of stuff that's going on in there. But the look of the aliens, no, it just sucked. Hated the look of the aliens. It's another negative there. But yeah, the villain's motive, nope. Sucked there. The movie is just overly forgettable. The look of the aliens, not a fan of that. And yeah, so just the film, I really don't recommend this one. If you're a little kid and for some reason you're watching this video and like you understand, like if you're 8 years old or something, like 5 to like 8, I'd say, you're probably gonna enjoy this film. You're probably gonna like it. But if you're someone who's like, I don't know, above the age of 10, I don't know why I'm speaking for everyone like this, but yeah, this is just not a film I recommend. And not a film I would ever watch again because it's just so forgettable. So yeah, that's all my negatives. Let's head to the ratings. Alright, so I'm going to give Elio a 5 out of 10. I thought this was an okay film. Like, it's totally watchable, and there is some sweet and emotional moments in here that I enjoyed, and there's some other things that I did enjoy about this film. But it is really forgettable, and that's not what you want to say about a Pixar film, but yes, it is. And yeah, there's just a lot of things that I'm not a fan of, like the look of the aliens and the villain's motive and all that stuff. But yeah, that's why I'm giving Elio a 5 out of 10. I'll see you in the next one.